Right, 4. And then, you know, there he is. What about the B team stuff, right? So that's it. Yeah. Right, you gotta still play head. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for babysitting the kids. We'll hit it wrong.
Welcome everyone to the continuing first round action of the 2025 East Coast Junior Lacrosse League Playoffs. Tonight's Game 3 matchup is the visiting Dartmouth Bandits versus your defending league champions, the Junior A Wolves. We'd like to extend a hello to all of our online fans watching on Maritime Athletic Profiles. Prior to the game tonight, the Wolves Junior A boys team would like to extend their congratulations to the female Junior A Wolves for winning the league championship. Congratulations to the female team. Well deserved. We'd also like to extend the congratulations to the Wolves Lacrosse Association for hosting the Wolves Cup this weekend. Anyone who attended, it was a fantastic cultural and lacrosse event. We are looking forward to the Wolves Lacrosse Cup in 2026 already. Thank you for all those who came to the games and supported Meyer Lacrosse. Before the open face-off, the Wolves Lacrosse Association will honor the Creators Game by presenting the Mi'kmaq Territory and the Mi'kmaq Honor Song. Please, if you're able, rise, take off your headgear, direct your attention to the flags at the entrance end of the arena for the presentation of the acknowledgement and the honor song.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Prior to the singing of our national anthem, the ECJLL would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Acknowledging that we are in Mi'kmaq, the traditional ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people, is a way of showing respect for and honoring our shared history and shared treaty relationship. Our relationship based on peace and friendship. It is very important that we continue to recognize our shared history.
Please, you're able, remain standing for the presentation of Oak Canada.
And with that, welcome everyone. Game 3, Junior A Finals. Dartmouth Bandits in town to take on the Sackville Wolves. We're all tied up at one game apiece. After last Tuesday night, Dartmouth took a tight one here that came down to the last second. And then Friday night, Sackville coming back with a 9-4 win in Shearwater. So big rubber match here, as we'll see who wants to take a one-game lead out of this best of 5 final. Tuesday night we'll be back in Shearwater, and then game 5, if necessary, we'll be back here at the Den in Lower Sackville here at the Sackville Arena on Thursday night. We expect nothing but excitement here. Great crowd here taking in this game. You hear the players on the bench, they're ready. A lot of folks still hanging around here as we had the Wolves Cup here all weekend as well. And right off the draw, we are on their way, and the Wolves are going to take possession. Looking to set things up. Right down below us here on the short side is Carter Monroe trying to set things up. He's going to swing it up top. McKay now over to Josh Hollett, who looks over for Ty Wheatley as they move in the ball quickly to start this one. Now it's Matt McCarron, and he's going to throw one in the back of the goal here early. There's some nice ball movement there from the Wolves. I didn't even get a chance to introduce the goaltenders. Number 29, Keegan Horn between the pipes for Dartmouth, and he sees his first shot, and it's a tough one here. Old bouncer from number 10 gets by the Bandits goaltender. For the Sackville tendy for this evening, it's going to be number 30, Aiden Doyle. So a quick start here, just 23 seconds in. You see McCarron putting one home, so we'll bring it back here to center to the big battle. The ball's rolling, and the Wolves are going to retrieve another one, another face-off win. A little different than we had to start here. The last time they were here, Dartmouth came out with a hot start with 6 straight goals. Sackville looking to feed off that win Friday night. Got a loose ball now. That's going to be picked up by the Bandits. Basso going to use his speed like he does as he brings it back quickly over half. So McKay and Wheatley going to get the assist marker there on McCarron's goal. Now Dartmouth with their first trip to the offensive zone, looking to tie this up. They move it up top. They try to swing things around. Firth looking in tight, And there's the first shot. And Doyle had a quick look down by his feet, but he's able to squeeze it. As Bandits get their first shot on goal, but the first save from the Wolves goaltender. He eats up the rebound and look for some room. They try to set things up. Lots of movement without the ball. Now it's McCarron, who scored moments ago, looking to have another one. Trying to cut to the middle. Now trying to swing it to Hollett. Does. Hollett from the short side. Goes all the way in. Makes contact with the goaltender. And then McCullough's got to give him a little bit of contact as well. Play continues. And Horn going to have a little bit of an argument there. But Santarpia says thank you. As there was that contact in the crease area. You see there. And Horn was getting back to his feet and got the net all adjusted, has a quick look, and then caught the goaltender with that one. So Santarpia with the smart move there. He makes no mistake, and the Wolves coming out with a hot start. It's hot outside. It's hot in here. The lineup is still out the door. People trying to get in. And the Wolves are up 2-0, not even 2 minutes in. As there's that contact. And on the face-off, loose ball. They're still battling for it. Puma battling there with Beardsmore. As they battle, and there's going to be a hit without the ball. And a turnover, so Bandits will take over. They start to slow things down here. It's going to be Scotland. Scotland looking for some room on the inside. And now there's a turnover. If you listen for the goal announcement. They're giving Holt the assist there on Santarpia's goal. Now the Wolves are looking for more near. Here's Monroe. Monroe looking for some room on the short side, trying to spin off the pick. Now he spins and turns. His shot clock was winding down. Takes a big hit there as well as Beardsmore laid in him. Play continues as Monroe and Beardsmore going at it, but the Wolves have possession from the corner. Looking in the middle now, there's Kennedy. Kennedy steps in. He gets on the scoreboard as well. Nice little pass, and Kennedy find his way deep down Main Street. You can see here, he finds the opening, finds himself in alone, and goes up over the shoulder on the far side. 17-16 remaining here in the first. It's all Wolves to start this one. 3-0 now. And is that Tuesday night? Nice little pass. Different game as Dartmouth came out flying. Wolves feeling that momentum from the win on Friday night. Knew getting that lead early is important. Now we'll see here if the Bandits can get something going as Barrio. So Cameron Waite going to get the assist marker there on Nolan Kennedy's goal. As the Bandits try to set up, there's a shot from the far side. Doyle's able to get a piece of that. He's able to hold his post. Now he hands it off. Ty Wheatley's going to go for a run. He gets it up over half. Wheatley waiting for the rest of the offense to come in and set up. Swings it to the far side. And it's Waite. Back to Wheatley. Now McKay. McKay looking for some room. He takes a pine, trying to find Waite down there in the back door. Doesn't make it through. But McCarron finds a loose ball. The shot clock was winding down, so he had to fire one in on goal. He does, but Horn makes the save. Rebounds picked up by the Bandits as Galliot brings it back over half. Looking for some room now, still with it. Now he's got to hand it off to the offense. It's on the floor. As Scotland hands it off to McCullough, who goes to the far side with it. They start to swing it around. Now looking for an opening. And there's a shot from way out that Doyle just gets a piece of. Loose ball. Both teams trying to find it now. He's going to come right back towards half. A nice play there by Ethan Firth to save that from going back over and gets it to McCullough. Now they're trying to move things around. Now it's Bungay on that far side. Bungay, a little over the shoulder, a little bit too far for the intended target. And he's reached for it, steps in the crease. Turnover, Wolves take over. They look to throw it way up. And it's Nolan Kennedy, who scored the Wolves' third goal moments ago. Hands it off to Monroe. Monroe trying to get on the scoreboard. He fires one, takes a big hit. Referee's arms up. And we were going to have our first penalty, but waiting right on the side of the goal. And this time it's going to be number 11, Finn St. Hilaire. So you can see that hit there. So there's going to be a penalty for that, but play continued. And the ball lands in St. Hilaire's stick, and he makes no mistake on that far side, puts it home. 5:19 remaining here in the first. We got a 4-0 game as the Wolves been coming out firing. Obviously the penalty has been waved off as the Wolves scored on the delayed call. Barrio picks up, and now it's going to be the other team's side here as Horn heads to the bench as there's going to be a penalty up and coming to the Wolves. So the Bandits would love to get one here on the delayed call. And there's a shot from way outside. That's on target as Doyle gets a piece of it. Dartmouth gets the rebound. 6-on-5 right now. Scotland goes up top with it. Bungay with a shot. Doyle with a save. And now as the Wolves touch it, the whistle goes. We're going to get a hold call. So holding is the call. It's going to go to number 8. So our first power play of the game as Will Normando heads to the box for 2 for the hold. So the Bandits will try to squeak their way back in there and like to score one in the power play. There's a shot from way outside from McCullough. Doyle with the save. He scoops up the rebound. He likes to send it, and he throws one down. That one's a little bit too far as Hall tries to chase it down. McCullough and Alex Hall going to go to the corner. Horn thought about coming out. Now St. Arpia is down there picking up a loose ball. Trying to hold this shot clock down to 10. A minute 30 remaining in the penalty. St. Arpia going to fire a wild one. Does make contact. No, it didn't make contact. Sorry about that. It missed wide and goes all the way down the other end. So back over. Shot clock goes. A minute 18 remaining in the power play. 6 minutes gone here in the first. 4-0 our score. Shots all even 6 apiece. And from up top, there's firing a shot there. Is Scotland. That just missed wide on the short side. Okay. Just listen for the goal announcement there. They pass it around. Now it's McCullough's turn. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He gets it back right on the doorstep. Now up top. Now watering that one there. Trying to swing all the way back with Oliver Scotland. Doyle with another save. Rebounds controlled by the Bandits. 45 seconds to go in the power play. They swing it around the outside of the arc again. Back up top. Now on the far side. Looking for some room. Doyle with a save. Just holding on to the post there. Trying to squeeze the arm. Now trying to find some room is Mont. Mont's got the St. Arpia with him, but he's attempting to keep it and tries to get the shot right in tight. He did miss in the short side, but St. Arpia is there to clean up the rebound that comes out the boards. He's got to come around there. He finds some room. 10 seconds. He's got to step up, fire one, and Horn just gets it. You're going to say he didn't get a piece of that. It looked like the goaltender made a piece of that. Either way, it goes out of play. Bandits take over. From our vantage point up here, sometimes it's hard to see the ball up them through the mesh. Either way, 5 seconds to go in the power play as the penalized players for the Wolves get ready to step back on. Scotland trying for a quick little pass there to the far side. Mont trying to find it along the board. Heads up. Or that's Puma, sorry. Partial 2-on-1 now. And he moves it over. Normando, who was just out of the penalty box with that shot on that far side. Horn with the save. Now the player chase it down. They wave off the back over. Now it's going to be picked up by Hall. Hall calls for the offense. Now he hands it off. Jack McKay. He goes up top to Hollett. Now Normando. McCarron. And Wheatley. Ty Wheatley looking to use the pick. He sets up. He fires a shot. Horn with the save. And that one's going to go off the shoulder and the arm. And up into the ceiling out of play. Wolves take over. New shot clock. As you see some action without the ball in front of the crease as body's hitting the floor. Play continues. There's McCarron right atop the crease. He makes a couple moves, and Horn makes a beautiful save in tight. Rebound comes to the boards. Picked up by Wheatley. Wheatley trying to find some room. He loses the handle. And he's picked up by the Bandits. They're coming back the other way with it. And getting taken down, though. They're going to have to get over quickly. Would have been close to a 10-second violation, but now Hollett has it for the Wolves. He slows it up a little bit. Moves up to Monroe, now to Wheatley. Wheatley trying to spin to the short side. Cuts back, looking for a quick pass, trying to connect with Monroe. Now a loose ball is going to be picked up in the corner. McNeil headmans it up. For a moment there, but the Wolves defense were able to get on time as he looked up for a quick moment with Winchowski, but it's picked off quickly. Now it's moved around up top. McCullough, 10 seconds on the shot clock, trying to connect there with Firth. Couldn't quite get it to him, a little bit too far in front as they battle to the corner. Now it's going to be picked up by Schnard. Etienne Schnard gets it up over half. He hands it off. He heads it to the bench. Nolan Kennedy. Up top to Monroe. Carter Monroe looking for some room. He's on the short side. Cuts back to the middle. He steps up. He fires one. That misses wide. Rebounds picked up by Norman Doe. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looking for a weight. Bouncing ball. And it comes right in on Horn. And he's able to find it. And now, as you see the Wolves sick on the ground, there's going to be an interference call. And this one's going against the Bandits. And heading to the box is going to be number 27, Ben Barrio. So after the Wolves kill off a penalty of their own, they're going to get a chance now on the power play as we approach in the halfway mark here in the first period. Wolves looking to add to their lead. Here comes Ty Wheatley. Now to Hollett. They start to swing around the outside of the arc. See if they start to engage. And Monroe, he looked at the shot and just reaches behind him. Nice play there by Horn as the save was made and then reaches behind him with the stick to somehow keep that out. Now the Bandits just going to send it all down. And it does come right on top of Doyle, who hands it off. Now it's back over half with Wheatley. Minute 20 to go in the power play. Now Monroe here on our short side down below us. Back up top. They start to swing. Wheatley looks for a shot. He rips it. And that's going to go off the Bandits goaltender, out of play. So new shot clock. Play continues. Up top. Wheatley. Hollett. Hollett rips one. Horn gets the shoulder on that. Makes a save. Picks up a loose ball. Now hands it off. They're going to get it quickly over half. Chase Crooks. 45 seconds to go in the power play. Crooks hands it over to Scotland. Oliver Scotland runs it down as they're down to 10 seconds on their shot clock. Looking to kill some more time off. Has Murphy on him. He looks to get open. He's going to take it himself. Now he fires one. Doing it by himself, short-handed, is going to be Oliver Scotland. Little side-eye. As he looked like he had 3 blue jerseys in front of him, but a short-handed marker here. As you can see here, outruns and just throws a little one towards the goal. And sometimes a shot on net is not a bad thing. And with that whistle, that gets us our media timeout. We'll take a short break. And of course, this is brought to you by our friends at C4 Capital. We'll see everybody for the rest of the first period in a moment. And with that quick timeout, or if the goaltenders needed how hot it is in here this evening. So the Bandits get on the scoreboard short-handed with 8:44 remaining here in the first. It was Oliver Scotland doing it himself. So 4-1, still 28 seconds here on the power play for the Wolves. See if they can get that one back. Obviously Dartmouth wants to kill the rest of it off and continue to get back in there as Beardsmore looking for a loose ball. Him and Puma battling hard towards the boards. Now McCarron stepped in there. He was able to pick it up. I've taken a couple more shots there from Beardsmore. Now they look to set up. 7 seconds on the power play. Wolves have to move quick. Looked like Willie intent to hold it to the penalized players out of the box. Penalty over, back to 5-on-5. Now it's Carter Monroe, short side. He looks for some room. He fires one and is able to squeeze it through the arm. So not a power play goal, but the Wolves get that one back. As Monroe catching them, the defenses, they're just trying to get set up. With the screen coming in front of him, Horn thought he had just a piece of it, but it wasn't enough. As Monroe powers that through the arm and just rolls by the goaltender, making it 5-1, 8:07 remaining here now in the first. Back at center. Bandits look to control, and they do. Right in front of their own bench now. Picked up by Firth, who has the weight now as he hands it off. Now it's McCullough. McCullough looking for some room. Back to the short side, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back up top to Scotland. He scored one for the Bandits earlier. There's a shot, and Doyle just gets a piece up. And a big battle for the loose ball. McCullough finds it. He tries to roll one through the legs. Doyle gets another piece. Another loose ball up top. Both teams looking for it. Oliver Scotland finds it. Scotland steps around Santarpia. Now he's going to swing it to the far side. Bungay. He gets in motion as he hands it off to McCullough. Now it's Scotland on the short side. Trying to find some room. Big pick there. As stood up. Now McCullough thought he had a loose ball, but the Wolves able to find it, and Santarpia got to bring it down by himself. As both teams get their changes, Santarpia slows it down. Now he hands it up top to Normando. Over to Waite. St. Hilaire. Back up top to Santarpia, who fires one. I was watching a battle in front of the net here. Rebounds picked up from the corner as Horde made the save. Santarpia again down below us, looking for some room. He hands it over quickly, trying to connect here with Kennedy. Now they've got a battle in the corner. Both teams looking for a loose ball. And it's going to be kicked in behind by Galliot. He moves it up quick, and it's Barrio trying to catch a defense before they get on. Barrio in alone, fires one. And that one, he's going to have a quick look at his stick as he misses the net. And it goes up with that high bounce up into the ceiling, out of play. Wolves take over, 6:07 remaining here in the first. As Wheatley is going to start to move it around. Here's Monroe looking for a step on the short side. Now a quick little pass over to McCarron. He tried to go up over top. Horn stays with it, makes the save. Now he's going to have to move quickly as that loose ball. And McLean does get it over and hand it off. Now it's McCullough, the Bandits captain. Look to set up. Hands it off to Firth. Firth looking for some room. He brings it up top, trying to find somebody open. Carries it, he shoots it, and he scores. So Dartmouth starting to wake up here a little bit, get another one back. And it's going to be number 6, Ethan Firth, as he was trying to find somebody to pass to for the longest time, and he takes it wide. He stays with it, can't find anybody open, and then at the end of it, just turns around and shoots one, goes down low with it, and gets that behind the Wolves' goaltender. 5:28 left here in the first. We got a 5-2 game. Like I said, between these two teams, as Hall wins the faceoff, but he scoops that way out of play. So the Bandits will take over, looking to feed off that momentum scoring moments ago. They start to swinging around the outside. Here's Oliver Scotland with it down below us, looking for a step on that short side. Gets it, cuts it front, fires one. Doyle is able to stay with it, makes the save, covers up. Now he's going to look for somebody to pass it to. And a little bounce pass to Wheatley. Wheatley looks to move it up quick, gets it over in time as he moves up to McKay. McKay looking for a screen, gets it, comes back to the middle. Now Normando. Now quick pass to McKay. McKay in tight. Steps in the crease. Got the shot off. Wouldn't have counted either way. As Horn made the save, but McKay stepped in the crease, so turnover. Bandits take over. 4:35 to go here in the first. Now from the far side. Back up top with it. Scotland. Scotland has a look. And now he tries to cut the D. Cuts in alone. Gets the shot and scores! Well, Scotland, with his second of the evening, finds a seam. Takes advantage as he cuts through the two defenders. Making this 5-3. You see here now, just that quick step, that burst of acceleration there, cuts through and is able to get through enough to get by Doyle. Don't go anywhere, folks. This game's far from over, obviously. 4:25 left here in the first. 5-3 up on the scoreboard now. And the Bandits looking for more as they win that draw. It's picked up by Basso. And a big step into that one there. You can hear the bench. And tiptoeing the line at center, there was Beardsmore. Now they set up. There's a quick shot there, trying to catch the goalie out of position was Bungay, but misses the target. Now it's going to be picked up by the Wolves. And for a second, Santarpia looked up, thought about maybe going, but now he's going to wait for the rest of the offense. As I said here, the Wolves had a big tournament here all weekend, and lots of people hanging around taking in this great game. There's a pass out front as McCarron's cutting through. And there's another rebound that comes up to Holland. He fires one. First shot misses, second shot save. Bandits pick up the loose one, and they get up over half. McCullough looking to set up. He's going to go back and forth. Here with Scotland, who scored moments ago. Scotland looking for somebody open. He goes way to the far side. He's going to look to pick up off the boards. And get, but Mont does. Mont off to the races. Scotland trying to catch him. Mont in for the shot. And Horn able to make the save. And after the shot, steps into the crease either way. Horn doing his part here. After the Wolves being up 4-0. Horn had to make some big saves here. And allowing the Bandits to get back in it, now being 5-3. The Bandits back in the offensive zone, coming up top of it. Pass a little bit high. Now they're going to get a race for it. And back over. As Chenard thought about picking up, as even McCullough rubs shoulders all the way to the corner now. Chenard has it. Etienne Chenard gets it off to Normando. Fresh off the bench. Now Monroe. Monroe on the short side, trying to use that screen. There's the shot. And you're looking to go through the legs. The player got taken out right top the crease. Play continues as Kennedy got sent down. Now Basso picks up a loose ball. Elena Basso gets up over half using his speed. Hands it off to Bungay. 2:10 remaining here in the first. Bungay with it again on that far side. Gives it back to McCullough. McCullough reaches up for it, has it. Tries to throw one. Looking there, going low post, far side. Didn't miss by much, but it did. Now it's going to bounce out of play. Wolves take it over. And Santarpia almost was going to catch up. I thought about pick it up. We're going to wait for the referee's whistle now. Wolves take over at center. Wheatley. And McCarron. McCarron has it. Hands it off. Hollett looking for McKay. McKay. Goes shot there. He takes a hit as he makes that pass, looking for Monroe. Now Wheatley looking for a loose ball. And it's finally picked up by Barrio. And he's going to look to run it up back the other way over half. It's all tied up there with Wheatley. Wheatley. There's a more pushing and shoving between Wheatley and Barrio. Barrio able to move it over. Scotland. Scotland trying to use that. He's got those quick feet, trying to use that speed. Now a little bounce pass far side. Cox, he's in for the shot. Missed far side. And then losing his footing there was Firth before the shot clock would get ready to expire. Wolves take over. Last minute to play here in the first period. Wheatley looking to slow things down here. Wheatley trying to find somebody open. Now he slides it over. Normandale looking to give it back there to St. Hilaire. That misses everybody. Bandits pick it up in the corner. Big hit there as Normandale steps in, but a great play by the Bandits play. Now he gets taken to the floor. And Normandale on the forecheck there takes down the Bandits player. And now the Wolves will hold off their last shot, but a 1 second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Wheatley slides over Normandale, trying to bounce one in there. But Horn makes the save. 5 seconds, trying to send it. And that pass is a little bit too far. And that goes to the corner. The Horn goes. That's going to do it for us here after 20 minutes of play. 5-3. Wolves lead by 2. Shots on goal were 19-13. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break here. If that first period tells us anything, the second should be just as good. See everybody in a few. And welcome back, everyone. Second period action just get ready to get on their way as both teams make their way back to the floor. The goaltenders will switch ends. 5-3 our score after one. Sackville leading by 2. Shots on goal were 19-13, also in favor of the Wolves. This is game 3. Obviously, Dartmouth took the first one here in a one-goal affair. Sackville's winning Friday night down in Shearwater. It's Tuesday. We'll be back in Shearwater again. Still 40 minutes on the board to see who will be leading by a game and with a chance to close out the series. Congratulations to St. John Rapids, who swept Halifax there in the other semifinal. They were down on Saturday and finished up that they win the first 2 up in St. John and then took the one here in Halifax. We're still waiting for their opponents in the finals. Lots of lacrosse left to be played as we get here at center. As Hall will line up with Bungay. I hear the teams whacking their sticks on the board. They're ready for the second. Hope you are as well. The referees say that the Wolves win the face-off violation, though. Bandits will take over. They tried to make a little run there towards the end of the first, as they were down 4-0 at one point. Love to get another one here to start the second. That was almost picked off. It's a loose ball. Still bouncing around. Now it's picked up by Cooper Puma, who's going to bring it back the other way. He gets up over half. Got to hand off to Hollett. Hollett waits for the rest of the offense to come on. Goes up top with it. Wheatley. And there you go, back and forth. Hollett with it again. Looking for some room. One way, the other way. Got to look to hand it back. A little miscommunication there between him and Waite, but now Wheatley looking to help. He fires one short side. That didn't miss by much. Rebound's picked up and back the other way by the Bandits. Sorry. Lacom Petrie. Hands it off now to that far side. Scotland trying to cut the inside. Should say that's Ethan Firth, not 16, it's 6. He fires a shot, and that's going to miss a little bit high, go off the backboards. Rebounds picked up by the Wolves, and they're going to run that over half, give it off to the offense. And now they're going to have it back in the crease as the whistle goes. Wolves will take over. With a new shot clock back up top, McCarron starts to swing it around. Now Monroe trying to step to the inside. Trying to find some room. Gets taken down. And gets taken down in the crease. And misses wide as well. Bandits take over on the turnover. As Monroe loses his stick there as he's heading off to the bench. Now McCullough. Hands it off. Cox moves it over to the far side. Now it's Scotland looking to reach back. He's way back with that one as he fires the shot. Doyle with the save. Rebounds picked up. And he slipped. Looks to get over half. He's going to spin off a check as Scotland trying to line him up. Looks to hold it. Now he hands it off. Norman Doe. Off to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire fires the shot, misses short side. Rebound. It's going to be picked up by Waite. Only 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wheatley up top. Wheatley fires a shot, and he finds some room, and he finds the back of the net. As the Wolves get the first goal here of the second period, 2:28 in. We'll bring that back to center. Alex Hall will line up with Chris Bungay. We'll wait for the official goal announcement. Either way, I got number 23, Ty Wheatley, getting the Wolves their 6th goal of the evening. And this battle, as Hall looks at the referee. The referee didn't like how that was take place, so Bandits will take over, and it's going to be Scotland down that corner. Oliver Scotland has a quick look up as he tries to find somebody open. Now he makes the move. Sees Bungie! A little around the world over the shoulder. But Doyle is able to stay with it, make the save now. Loose ball. And there's Puma showing his soccer skills. And Saint-Tropez just going to send that down as he takes a hit from Peter Lacombe. He looks back at the referee as well. And as this game goes on, there's been a lot of action without the ball. I think we haven't seen many penalties. I think as the game goes further, that's going to change. As Scotland back on the offense now. Looking for his room, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Over to McCullough. McCullough grabs it quickly. He steps in. He fires a shot. Doyle with the save. Rebound. And Doyle coming out of his crease, trying to whack that down. Now you got to hustle back into his crease as McCullough is able to find it. McCullough taking it all the way to the far side. He looks to fire a shot. And Doyle holding, goes down, freezes, looking behind him. And somehow it's in his equipment. Wolves take over. Quickly up here to Chenard. Chenard hands off to Jack McKay now. McKay. And in behind the play for a whistle. We got an equipment issue with the Wolves goaltender as he tries to retie his stick. .16:06 remaining here, second period. 6-3 our score, 21-16 shots on goal. As you see the shot there of the Wolves goaltender. The trainer get ready to jump in action sorely. Referees will let this go for a little bit, but if it goes too long, they might have to use another stick. Looks like he gave his player the thumbs up, the look up as they're going back to check on him. Referee coming back now as well. And a quick little bunny ear and then make the knot and we're ready to go. And now we have a loose ball that comes into play and behind the play. As the shot clock already started. They're going to run it down a few seconds. Now we're ready to go. But 20 seconds up on the shot clock. Wolves with the ball. Hollett trying to go one-on-one. Can't get by the defense of Walker. Now far side. Monroe looks for a shot. That gets deflected, goes up high. Now it comes to the corner. Monroe able to find it. He's going to have to go quick. Only 2 seconds on the shot clock. As the horn goes, you got to drop that. Let it go. Bandits take over. Back up top with it. Owen Cox hands it off. Down to the far side. Scotland thought about taking that step, then he brings it back out. Still with it. Moves it over now. As Cluett makes a pass. A little bit too far from the intended target. Wolves pick it up, and Hall off to the races as he gets over half. Now he puts the brakes on. Going to hand it to St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire with it now on the short side. Looking to use the screen. Now trying to give it over to Normando. That goes off the tip of the stick. Now comes the boards. 2 number 7's battle. And the battle down. And the Bandits able to come up with it. Just a couple moans and groans here from the fans beside us. Bandits Barrio trying to get away from Puma. Now he hands it off. And it's going to be Scotland. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Scotland trying to get around Normando. Has a wheel back up top. Trying to go back to McCullough. McCullough has it. And he gets this shot on the short side that Doyle gets a piece of. Now a battle along the boards here. Puma and Normando trying to find it with McCullough. They're trying to fire it both ways, and Dartmouth does have it. It heads up there. And there's a shot there. And everybody stopped for a moment. Saint-Tropez let up. But Oliver Scotland stays with it. And he's going to get his third of the evening. And a big check there along the boards. Scotland comes up with it. You can see Sandra Pia stepping off, and that's where Scotland comes out with it. And he just got off to the races and just outruns everybody and makes that shot there. And puts that one home. 5:56 gone here in the second. Back to a 2-goal game. We'll bring it back to center. Wolves trying to go back to it quickly was McCarron, but Horn able to stay with him, make a save. Barrio stepping up there to get the rebound. They're back the other way, over half. You're listening for the goal announcement. 7 seconds on the shot clock. McCullough looking for some room now. Trying a little underpass, looking for first. First gets to get the shot off. Did miss, trying to go back the other way. And there's going to be a back over call. Wolves are going to let that go, so they'll pick it up down there in the corner. Wolves with it now up top. Moving around, here's Hollett. Josh Hollett looking for a shot. He fires that one there. And a little bit of confusion there is one referee said it's going to be back over. The other one said it wasn't, that it was deflected. The play continues. And Hollett trying to find the room. Gets the room. Trying to use those hands as he got in tight, but misses wide. Rebounds picked up by the Bandits. They're going to be back up over half. There's Ryland Firth. Moves things around here now. Back on the other side. Scotland. Thought about the shot, then tried to connect there with McCullough. McCullough got to pick it up off the backboards now. 7 seconds on the shot clock. McCullough looking for a shooting lane. Moved over quickly. Trying to reach out and grab that. And as the shot clock expires, shot is blocked as well. As Enterpia looking to chase one down maybe. And him and Barrio get all tied up. Referee blows his whistle. Wolves will retain possession here. 12:22 to go here in the second period. Wheatley on the far side, hands off to Normandeau. He looks to fire a shot, and that one's tipped. You hear the coaches yelling that from up here. So tipped out of play, we'll say Wolves ball. Wheatley from the far side. He tries for a shot, Horn with a save. Rebound, and Horn able to step out, pick up the loose ball. He's got to hand off to Barrio. Barrio moves it up quick. Now Basso. Over to the far side. Quick pass here down below us. It's going to be Cluett. Cluett trying to bounce shot. And Doyle had to be careful with that one, able to make the save. Now he looks to send it. Now he's going to hand off to Santarpia. He's going to use the he slipped that brings it up. He takes a couple of shots there. But coming off the bench was Carter Monroe. And he sends the defender flying without the ball. So turnover. Bandits take over. 11:20 remaining here in the second 6-4 game. Bandits looking to come close. There's another check there. As again, watching the action without the ball. There's a shot. And loose ball picked up. This time, Santarpia might be able to get out the run. Beardsmore coming off the bench trying to catch up. Santarpia fires a shot. And nice save there as he tried. As Horn made that save, trying to get him to go from side to side. There's an argument there that they thought the ball might have went out and hit the mesh. Play continues. Bandits have possession in the offensive zone, and it's Scotland trying to do a little underhand pass on the doorstep and firing that shot. And off the board, nice play there by Lacombe Petrie. And he walks all the way in. He takes a hit and he scores. He runs over the goaltender here as well. And doing it all by himself there is Noah Lacombe Petrie as he reached up high on that rebound off the boards, picks it up, Gets the inside step, takes a big hit, hits the post, takes the goalie out, but puts the ball in before it all with a highlight reel goal. You see here from the goalie's angle. Goes back far side and gets taken out. And the trainer's in now checking on the Sackville goaltender. But either way, Bandits make it 6-5 now as we're getting close to the halfway mark here in the second. As Chris Clark, the Sackville trainer, is out checking on the Wolves goaltender. As Wheatley having a conversation over with the official as well on their version of what might have just took place there. Down in the tunnel, Zach Malcolm was getting ready, but Doyle's up on his own accord, checking his equipment. Gets a tap from the trainer. I think he's going to be okay. Checks the straps on his helmet now as well. Trainer comes off. Goalie stays in. So 10:28 remaining second period. 1-goal game. Shots now 25-20. Score 6-5, both in favor of the Wolves. So after the Wolves had a hot start to this game, Bandits would stone it. And they come back, get it a 1-goal possession now. We're just waiting to get the net put back on behind the Wolves goaltender. You mentioned earlier, a great crowd here this evening, almost full on the Sackville side and a good on the Dartmouth side as well. As this series all tied up at 1, you can't say how crucial this game is in the best of 5. Everybody's ready to go now, bring it to the center as Hall and Bungay will line up for the draw. The official gives a point down. Goalie nods his head, says he's okay, and here we go. And the Bandits will control the draw. Beardsmore gets it back over half. And with all that happening, Etienne Chenard was going to get a penalty. But it's washed off by the goal being scored, of course. And now trying to send one down. Mont trying to get behind the defender. Now he moves it over to Wheatley. Wheatley steps in. He scores! So Ty Wheatley with his second in the game. And right as we're over the halfway mark here in the second, goals coming fast and furious. We're going to take a short break here. Of course, we're going to thank our sponsors at Next Level U, Sport Recruiting. As we see Wheatley's goal one more time, we'll be back here after the media timeout and continue the rest of this second period. Quick break there for everyone. Referees get a drink, goaltenders get a drink more importantly. 9:55 here remaining in the second. Wheatley scoring just before the whistle to make it 7-5 for the Wolves. After the Bandits had brought it to a 1-goal lead, Wolves get their 2-goal lead right back. As Hall and Bungay, like they've done all game, will bring it here on the draw at center. And a battle for it along the floor. Bandits have a quick move up, trying to connect over Bungay. Still looking for it as it bounces. And now he has it. So Mont and Puma getting the assist markers there on Wheatley's goal. And the Bandits looking to get it right back. And looking to find some room there. As Scotland, but he gets knocked off the ball. He loses his stick as well. Now he's playing his soccer skills or football, whatever you want to call it. And I believe the shot clock expired as he was kicking the ball in the corner, trying to play keep away from the Wolves there. Plays will continue as Holt jumps up on the ladder to grab that pass. Now he moves up top, and they start to swing it around. Holt again, McCarron. McCarron trying to lean in. A little quick pass, trying to connect there with McKay. He has to go from the far side. Now McCarron in tight with a nice pickup in the pass, a nice shot, but a better save. Rebounds picked up by the Bandits. They're back over half. McCullough waits for the rest of the offense to get on. Starts to move it. Firth on that far side, cuts back to the middle, looks for some room. Now he hands out to Bungay. Bungay. 4 seconds of the shot clock, gonna have to shoot. And he does, but misses on the short side. Mont picks up the rebound. Partial 2-on-1, shaping up. Mont going for a run, moves it over, trying to connect. The pass a little bit behind. And the conversation from the bench, as it looked like the shot from McNeil might have got a piece of Horn. Either way, referee saw it differently. Play continues. Bandits have it. 15 seconds on the shot clock in the offensive zone. And they find him from room and find in the back of the net as they're going tit for tat this period. Every time one scores, the other one scores. This time it's going to be number 6, Ethan Firth, with his second of the evening. As he cuts in and does a bouncer and is able to go low and finds the room with exactly 8 minutes to go here in the second. 7-6 now. As both these teams that they showed in games 1 and 2, this game can go either way. As the Wolves thought they had it maybe early, maybe it was a little bit too early. And now we're back to a 1-goal game as McCarron in the offensive zone. They start to move it around. Wheatley on that far side. Looking to give it back. McKay trying to walk in, trying to go up. As he tried to jump the crease to come up top and come back down with it. Steps in the crease, and the player gets knocked down. It's Barrio. He gets right back up, though, and gets it quickly up over half for Scotland. Scotland now on that far side. Would love to tie it up in this possession. And right up, and rips the shot. Tries to go back wide with it. Now we're going to get a race for it. And Horn's going to come out and pick that up. But as he does, back over is going to be the call. As Lacrosse was trying to chase that down. Now the Wolves on the offense. From the corner. They bring it right back up top with it. McCarron. McCarron has a quick look, goes far side. Now Monroe. Carter Monroe trying to use the pick. Gets it back to McCarron. McCarron trying to spin both ways. Comes back, gets a shot. Horn with a really good save there. Now Kennedy looking for it in the corner. Players get all tied up. Kennedy comes up with it. Still looking for it. Now Monroe in there to help. Stepping up on him is Collins as he fires a shot. Horn with another save. This time the rebound's picked up behind the goal from Barrio, who moves up quickly to Galliot. Galliot, look. He thought he might want to go for a little run, but he looked up, saw two Wolves in front of him. Decides to wait for the offense to come on. Now he hands it off. He heads it to the bench. And it's going to be Cluett, who slides over to McCullough, who goes over to Scotland. Scotland, far side, reaches back, trying for a quick pass. That's going to be picked off. And it's going to be Murphy bringing it up over half. He's going to hand it off to Normandale. He goes quickly over to Santapia. Santapia waits and tries to outweight Horn, but Horn stays with him. Now he goes for a quick pass up front to St. Hilaire, but they can't connect. And now it's going to be Ryland Firth who brings it up over half. If he avoids a couple forechecks, now he hands it off to Scotland. Scotland slows things down. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it back, gets that quick step, looking for a room, fires a shot. Doyle able to get a piece of that and squeeze it. Now he's going to hand it off to Chenard. Chenard takes a whack, but he breaks his stick as he hits him. And then a pass a little bit too high. That's going to go off St. Hilaire's stick up into the netting and out of play. As the fan had threw the ball back in the play, it just went over the glass. We get the extra whistle here, and then they're going to get McCullough to start over just below us. 5:01 remaining here now in the second. 7-6 our score. Dartmouth on the offense. With a quick pass, Bungay trying to lean in, looking for a shot. Takes one, and that's right off the head of the goaltender. And then goes high off the glass, but stays in. Now a bounce pass is Mont. You know, he likes to go for a run. He can't quite pick up the bounce pass. They got to reach out, and you got to watch out as Barrio was looking to bear down on him along the boards, but Mont's able to pick up with it. Now he gets it up top to Puma. Puma's got to watch out. He's trying to look for him. Was McNeil, sorry. As McNeil and Puma all going to up. There's a shot from outside. And now the referee's arms up. Oh, we're going to get a holding call, and I think it's going to go against the Wolves. As there look like there was a, they're going to say holding the stick call in front of the crease, and it's going to go to Finn St. Hilaire, number 11. So 4:16 remaining here in the second power play opportunity now for the Bandits. With an opportunity for their first tie of this hockey game. They love to tie it up. As Bengay moves over. I tried for that quick pass, and Puma trying to set up on Bungay. Now he flicked over and a little bit too high there from McCullough as it goes to the corner. I'm going to bounce one up, and they say it hits the top of the glass, but doesn't go out. McCullough picks up 3 seconds of the shot clock and a fire from way outside. And this one, as the shot clock goes, misses the intended target. And the Wolves will pick it up. Quick pass here, Normando. 1:20 to go in the penalty. 3:35 remaining in the second. Wolves will try to hold it as long as possible on their shot clock. Still 15 seconds to go on that. Will Normando trying to make something happen here. Down to 5 seconds. Makes a quick pass to Wheatley. Wheatley looking for a shot shorthanded. And he's going to miss on the far side. Bandits pick up the rebound. They're back over now with 52 seconds to go in the power play. That's McCullough and Scotland trying to set something up, trying to play the who has it play. Now they start to swing it around the outside of the arc. Lacombe Petrie up top to Bungay. There's a shot there. It's blocked in front. Everybody turned around looking for it. Petrie picks it up. He fires one. It's in the feet. And Doyle able to use a toenail to keep that out. Makes the save. Moves it up. And Puma is going to bring it up over half with 20 seconds to go on the shot clock and penalty clock. McCarron going to hold it as long as possible here now. 2:23 remaining in the second. Shot clock down to 6. See if McCarron takes a shot before the shot clock. The shot clock is going to expire, but the penalty's over. Back to even strength. 2:12 remaining in the second. The Bandits take over, and it's McCullough. McCullough slides it over. There's Scotland trying to get a step. Murphy pushes him out. Now he steps up. Scotland's still with it, trying to find a shot. And that goes off the leg pads of Doyle. As they're all tied up there now. But McCullough able to come up with it. Scotland gets one step, makes another, and another save, but another rebound from the Bandits as Bungay picks up. And now he sends it pass a little too high back. And that's going to go all the way the length of the floor. So an over and back call against the Bandits. 1:33 to go. Wolves take over in the corner. Chenard Chenard takes it behind the goal. Takes a hit there to the boards. Looking to pick it up there as well, as he got pushed hard to the boards, but he's quick to get up. But Bandits find a loose ball. They're back the other way. Now it's Bungay with the referee's arm up in behind, and I see the referee looking back at the Wolves bench. With the last minute to play here now in this second, goalie has been pulled for the extra attacker on the delayed penalty. McCullough with 2 seconds fires one. And they got a piece of Doyle as it hit him in the side of the helmet. And the rebound's picked up. Now they might try to wait for last shot here, and they don't. Another one that makes contact. And now Lacrosse touches it in the corner with 39.6 to go in the period. We'll see what the penalty call is going to be. So unsportsmanlike call. And I don't know if Chenard was the one who did it or if he's just serving the penalty. Bandits are going to take a timeout. Either way, 2 minutes up on the clock. Chenard's in the box. Unsportsmanlike the call. 39.6 up on the clock. Bandits will call a quick timeout as they want to try to set up a play more or less close to the last shot of the period, and they love that shot to be one that ties it up going into the break. Referees will have a quick discussion here at center. Of course, want to give a special shout out to all our sponsors, but especially Next Level U Sport Recruiting, and of course C4 Capital for helping us bring this broadcast to you. It's been a hot day, a long day for the crew here as well. They've been here all day with the Wolves Cup, bringing some fantastic coverage, and it's been some fantastic lacrosse all weekend since Friday afternoon. The amount of vendors here and the people that come into the old Sackville Arena all weekend is greatly appreciated, but the whistle goes. We'll see here now what the Bandits have drawn up. Let's see if it works as McCullough, quick check back with the bench, looking for instructions. I look over my shoulder as well to make sure they didn't pull the goalie for the last shot, but a little too much time maybe in between the game clock and the shot clock. So 5-on-4. McCullough with it up top. Trying for a quick pass. Bungay, that's tipped by Hall to the corner. Bungay looking to pick it up. Now Puma able to find it as he spins off a check. 10 seconds to go. Santa Arpia got two of them. He got Puma with them. He's got to fire one. He's going to miss that wide. And then Hull unable to pick that up. But as it goes down the end of the floor, the horn's going to go. That's going to do it for us here after two periods. 7-6. But Bandits will start on the power play as we come ready to come back for the third. We'll take a short 10-minute break, and we'll see you already for the conclusion of this one. And welcome back, everyone. Third period action just get ready to get on their way. We got a 1-goal game. And with Dartmouth starting on the power play for a minute 21 to start this third period. 7-6 our score. Shots on goal 31-27 after 2 periods. Both in favor of the Wolves. But it's been a tight one after those first couple minutes. When the Wolves started off strong, Bandits were able to withstand it and get themselves right back into it. Now they have a chance to tie early here in the third. Game 1 went to the Bandits. Game 2 to the Wolves. Game 3 still open for anybody. And the Bandits look to control the draw. And reaching back, trying to find it now, it's Beardsmore. And now he hands it up over, Barrio. Going to give it to Bungay. As they look to set things up. Shot clock already down to 13 seconds. But they're going to have to move quick here now. They swing around up top, 6 seconds. Looking for a shot there. Lacombe Petrie does see Scotland. Scott fires one, and Doyle gets a piece of it. They're going to say that it bounced just before the shot clock went off. But it looked like the Bandits going to grab that rebound, but the referee blows his whistle. Wolves have it 34 seconds ago in their penalty. 20 seconds on the shot clock. So they'll try to kill some time here to get their penalized player back on the floor. Hollett now from the far side. And it was a bench minor that Chenard was serving there as Barrio picks up that loose ball and uses the speed to get it back over half. 5 seconds to go in the penalty. Penalized players now out of the box. Back to 5-on-5. As Scotland looks for some room here. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Now he fires it over, and Lacombe Petrie with a shot that misses wide. Picked up by Firth, and just as he's getting ready to fire the shot, the horn goes. Shot clock violation. Wolves take over. Lacroix got a hand up quickly. And I heard the bench there of the Bandits, and that was close just below us as McCarron picked that ball up to be a back over or not. A little bit of head movement and stick movement. Either way, play continues. 2 minutes into the third here. There's a shot. And Horn able to make the save. Rebounds picked up by Barrio. He takes it behind the net and starts to bring it up quickly. Hand it off now. Cluett with Puma on top of him. He's going to hand off to Scotland. Scotland just stays on half there as Puma tried to push him over. Scotland able to move it. Now he hands it through, and what a save in tight there. As Cox able to get in there and get the shot right on top of the crease. But Doyle will keep it on. Now Scotland doing the same thing. He makes a move, and this time Scotland, he's got 4 tonight. He's able to use that speed. He's got that quick first step, and when he gets going, you see it here. He gets by the defender, walks in, goes one way, back the other way, and lets the fans know it as well by the glass. You see it here from Doyle's perspective. So we're all tied at 7 now with 17:24 remaining here in the third. So lots of lacrosse left to be played in this one. In this ever important Game 3. Bandits would love to win it and then maybe win it at home on Tuesday. St. John sitting in the wings, waiting for the winner of this one. As Scotland ties it up, looking for more now. As Dartmouth looking for the first lead of the game. And trying to make a move now. It's Cox. Cox walks all the way in and is able to use that pick to perfection, but Doyle able to make this save as Mont's going to bring it back the other way for the Wolves. He hands it off to Monroe. Monroe now, Wheatley. They go back and forth. Monroe looking for a step there. Takes it back up the middle. Got McCullough on him now. Wings it over to the far side. Pass a little bit too far for Normando. Now it's picked up by the Bandits, and they're going to run it back the other way. With a quick look up, might take it himself. Elects to keep it and shoots. But Doyle able to make the save. Has run that one all the way down the floor. was Alec Winchowski. But Doyle makes the save. Rebound's picked back up by the Wolves. McKay trying to go back over here to McCarron. McCarron had to pick it up. And the boards. Nice little move there with one hand on the stick. And Hollett fires one. Almost comes out 4 seconds, way outside. They got to get that one on target. They'll reset the shot clock. But it goes off the goaltender. Takes a Wolves bounce as it goes out of play. The Wolves will take over the possession. It's just trying to stop the shot clock there. Works in favor for the Wolves. Now they'll try again here on the offense. Here's McKay. McKay, a little bit too far here for Kendi, but he's able to pick it off the boards. Walk out from the corner with it. Fire a shot. And a high bounce. It's going to land for Dartmouth. And against Winchowski, who brings it up over. Now he hands off to Bungay. He slowed things down a little bit as we approach 5 minutes, almost gone here in the third. That pass behind here. Now a battle between Scotland and Santarpia right in front of the Wolves bench as the player gets knocked down. Santarpia not happy with the call on the turnover as Bandits take it. And the player gets tripped up. Everybody kind of stopped for a moment. Play continues now. Doyle's able to make the save. We've got maybe an injured player as well. As Puma picks up, play continues. As Hall's able to get up on his own. Looks back at the referee. And now we're going to get all tied up without the ball. And the referee, another turnover call against the Wolves. Bandits looking to take chance. There's a quick shot. And Doyle had to be ready for that one as the Bandits try to catch a goaltender out of position. Now it's moved up. And Monroe, one-on-one here, trying to take it through the spin on Basso. Spins around and shoots and takes down as well from Beardsmore. And Beardsmore let him know it as well. And now we're going to get an unsportsmanlike and a misconduct call against Beardsmore as he was letting Monroe know about the hit. And the referee didn't like what was said. And Beardsmore let the official know as well. A few more words. So I should be 2 penalties in there now. 4 minutes up on the board as McCullough comes up and looks for an explanation. See if it's 2 and 2 or it's 4. They took the 4 minutes back off the clock. Looking to serve the penalty. Looks like it's going to be number 17, Chase Crooks, as they work with that penalty box door. A lot of times in the winter, that penalty box door malfunctions quite often. So I believe it's going to be 2 and 10. That should be the correct call. 2 minute misconduct, or 2 minute. Either way, 2 and 10 against Jake Beardsmore. So power play here for the Wolves. They look to regain their lead. They start to swing it around the outside. Wheatley over to McCarron, back to Wheatley. McCarron looking for his room. He takes a shot. Horn down on one knee and squeezes the ball, makes the save. Hands a rebound off to Basso, who will run that back over half himself. So it was right with the 2 minute unsportsmanlike and the 10 minute misconduct. Now loose ball. Looking to be picked up by Chenard, and he does. He takes it around the back of the net outside the crease. Moves up quickly now to McCarron. 1:14 to go in the power play. McCarron got to give it to Wheatley. And they go back and forth now, down low. Hollett going to go quickly for McKay. It was deflected, and Horn had to be careful. He came right in on goal, but he's able to make the save. Now he hands it off. Looking to bring it up, going to be Winchowski. He gets it to Barrio, who runs it the rest of the way. Now up top, Scotland has a quick look back at the clock. 43 seconds on that shot clock. 10 seconds now on their shot clock. Scotland going back and forth up top. 4 seconds, going to try to get a shot. As he looks up and realizes he's not going to be able to get it. Shot clock goes, he rolls it to the corner. 25 seconds on the penalized player. So about a 3-second differential between the shot clock and penalty clock here now for the Wolves, as they'll have to move quick if they want to take advantage of the power play. Here's Monroe, and he reaches back and fires a hard one, but Horn able to make that save. Rebound along the boards now. And they're all tied up there between McNeil and McKay. Going quickly. McCarron trying to get back to McKay. McKay with a quick one time. But there's Horn with a beauty save, and he slides over. Read that perfectly. Players all tied up there in the middle as Crooks and Monroe all tied up. We're back to 5-on-5. Now there's 2 balls on the floor here. Referee blows the whistle. Looks like we're good to go now. Wolves take over. Monroe down below us. Card Monroe trying to cut back on the short side. Forced back out. Over to McCarron. McCarron has a look. Tries a little give and go with Normando. Normando gets a shot. Good save again by Horn. But it's picked up now by McCarron. McCarron able to force out to Normando. Normando quickly to Wheatley. Wheatley, he fires, he slides, and there's Horn again in great position to make a save. Rebound picked up by McKay, and another save from Horn. Feel like I'm repeating myself a lot on that. But back the other way, partial 2-on-1. Basso elects to hand it off. Rest of the offense will come out. Wolves try to get the defense back on the floor. 11:15 remaining here in the third. That shot there is going to miss wide and go off in the netting out of play. Wolves take over in the corner. As Mont moves it up, and now Kennedy. Nolan Kennedy's going to walk it in as he has a quick look. He cuts to the inside. He finds him from Kennedy. Scores! Nolan Kennedy with a great little move, finds some daylight and puts it home. Gets the Wolves their lead back. You see him now. Slows things down. That one little shake and bake and goes up over the shoulder, making it 8-7. It's almost 9 minutes gone here now. In the third, 11:01 remaining. They'll bring it back to center. Have a quick little look here now as the referee signaled to the trainer to come out. Not sure if there might be a slippery spot on the floor or. But here comes the Wolves trainer. Might be a Band-Aid. Well, good on the trainer there to pick up that. You can definitely see the blood from here as he's picking up somebody's. Might be something from a knee or something like that. Either way. Bandage on the floor. Cleaned up by the Wolves trainer. And we'll bring it back to center. 9 minutes gone. Wolves get the draw after scoring moments ago. We'd like to get a couple more back here as the Bandits come all the way back to tie it. Now the Wolves back with a 1-goal lead. And they got to move around the outside. And that pass there almost picked off. But McCarron able to pick it up. Now McCarron trying to take it all the way. Horn able to stay with them. Makes a save. And it's going to be picked up by Wenchowski. He brings it up over half. Waits for the offense. Now he hands it off. And it's going to be Scotland. Everybody slows down here a little bit. Scotland going to keep. Scotland with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looking, trying to get free now. Trying to get around Puma. A little over the back pass. Now there's McCullough with the shot. Horn with the save. Rebound along the boards. And Doyle going to come out and pick that up himself. Now a little bounce pass. Picked up by Murphy. He moves up to Kennedy, who got 2 goals here this evening, scoring moments ago. Now he goes up top to McKay. They start to move it around the outside. Normando with it now, trying to spin back. Goes over to McKay. McKay, he tries to fire one. Horn gets a piece of that. Rebounds picked up by Waite. Waite brings it back up to Normando. You ever think Clock possession as well now. Right over halfway, and it's trying to get his way to slide his way through there is McKay. As he can't believe he missed on that opportunity there. Is Horn able to stick the arm out, get a piece of it, knock it out of play. And with 9:25 to go here in the third, we're going to get our media timeout. And of course, we want to thank our good friends at C4 Capital for making this broadcast possible. We'll be right back for the conclusion of this one. See you buddy in a few. Just that quick. Goalies get their drinks. Referees get a break as well. And of course, the crew here has been doing a fantastic job. Need a break, and we're already 9:25 up on the clock. We'll say in regulation, because there's still lots of lacrosse left to be played here. And now Monroe looking to get free. He looks for a shot. He reaches back and fires one. Horn makes a save. Doesn't know where the ball is. It's loose. But he gets some help from his defenders as Barrio slides in, picks it up. Now he's going to move it up quickly. Winchowski gets it back over half, hands it off to Bungay. He waits for the rest of the offense. Now McCullough, the Bandits captain, has a quick look. And that pass going to be deflected. Wolves looking to pick it off the boards. It's still loose. And Doyle going to come out of his net and pick it up as the shot clock goes down. Now he hands off to Puma. Puma hands off to Wheatley. Now Ty Wheatley will have a look around. They look to set things up. He hands off to Normando. Normando looking to get a step. He finds a little bounce shot. That missed up the rebound. Comes up top. 10 seconds on the shot clock though. Wheatley trying to find some room. He reaches back. He fires one. It's on target as Horn able to make the save. Rebounds picked up by Ryland Firth, who moves up. Basso going to give it to Bungay. 8 minutes remaining now here, third period. Dartmouth setting up top. Firth to Scotland. Scotland looking for the room, maybe on the short side, spins back. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Runs all the way up to the top, fires a shot. That's going to miss everything. As the shot clock, you can hear it go there. Wolves take over. And it's going to be picked up now by Wheatley. He slowed things down. That time slowly ticking down for the Wolves. Too fast for the Bandits in this one-goal game. There's a spin move from McCarron on the far side. Trying to go in tight. Horn with the save. Rebound. It's going to be picked up by McKay. That's two number 13 battles out of the corner here now. But Jack McKay keeps it. He fires a shot that Hollett had to reach up and grab. Now Hollett's going to use his speed. He cuts it. He's in alone. And he can't quite get that one as he misses. But rebound is picked up by Monroe. He fires one. That misses well. Now we get a battle along the boards. It's McCarron trying to find it. Shot clock's ticking down though. 8 seconds. McCarron from way outside. Going to miss as well. And then spinning around off the back boards. As Horn had to be careful. As almost hit off the boards and off him and in. But he does keep it out. Smart play by the goaltenders. He spun that out to make sure it wouldn't go anywhere near the goal line. 6:45. Bandits take over. Lacombe Petrie trying to get free. He reaches up. He takes a shot. That misses just wide. Both teams reaching up looking for a loose ball. Scotland in there and comes up with it as him and Puma are battling for a loose ball. Only get 5 seconds of the shot clock. Quickly up to McCullough. McCullough fires one and he misses there on the short side. And Scotland's not going to have any time. He looks up and all kinds of people looking to lay a lick on Scotland as you get a chuckle from the crowd. But Wolves take over. 6:17 to go now here, third period. They start to move around the outside. Hollett, McCarron, back to Hollett. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hollett going to turn around, shoots, and scores! Josh Hollett gets Sackville the 2-goal lead back. And he fires that from way outside the arc. As him and McCarron go back and forth. Then he cuts to the high slot, reaches back, and fires a low one. That's able to get by the Bandits goaltender. 6:05 remaining here, third period, 9-7. You look over as Beardsmore's misconduct should be getting close to get over soon, because the Bandits could definitely use that large frame back on the floor for them as they able to get the face-off. Looking to get that goal that the Wolves just scored moments ago back. McCullough. Hands off to Firth. So Santropia and Monroe getting the assist markers. I'm not sure how McCarron missed out on that one. Either way, Wolves don't care who scored it or who gets points. They just want to get the W as the shot clock violation expires. They'll take back over. Down to 5:27 remaining here in the third. We've seen in game one, the Wolves came within a few seconds of coming back. And they were down by as much as 4 as well. Dartmouth looking to do the same. There's the errant pass. It's going to go off the boards. Both teams looking for it. McKay able to come up with it. 5 seconds on the shot clock, though. McKay's going to have to move quick. He's trying to get by one hand over the top. That's going to miss the target. Shot clock's going to expire. Bandits will take over. Bandits get the rest of the offense on. They back to their captain, McCullough. As he has a look around. McCullough swings it. It's over to Cluett. Cluett trying to get free. He goes back over to Bungay. Bungay makes a little move inside. Almost falls down and stays up with it. Defender loses stick. Makes the pass over to Lacombe Petrie. He fires a shot. That misses just wide. Rebound as Scotland's got to go quick. 1 second on the shot clock. And did make contact with the goaltender just before the expired. But the Wolves pick up a loose ball in the corner as Nate Santarpia is able to bring it back over half. 4:15 remaining now here in the third. Santarpia going to slow it down here a little bit. Wolves going to try to use as much of their shot clock every time down the floor as they can. You would have to think, but Normando fires a shot. That misses on the far side. Off the backboards, picked up by Horn, who hands off to Barrio, who's going to run it all the way over half. Barrio to the offense. 3:50 now remaining, third period. McCullough looking to set things up. Hands off to Firth. Firth over. And the ball's loose. It's Cole Petrie trying to come back for it. But it's going to be picked up by Puma. Had a quick look up as Wheatley had gotten him a little bit behind the play. Now they're going to look to kill some time here. The coaches telling them to slow things down. 3:20 remaining. McCarron with it. McCarron steps back up. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Quick over to Hollett. Hollett scored the 9th goal. He fires one from that far side. Horn gets a piece. Rebounds picked up. And Barrio's going to go for another run as he uses his speed to get it right over half quickly. Bandits back on the offense. They go that quickly back and forth here. Now McCullough up top with it. McCullough trying to find somebody open. Looking back door. Pass is picked off. Wheatley looking to go for a run. He looks up and wisely slows it down here a little bit. Waits for the rest of the offense to come on. 2:25 remaining. McCarron with it now. Got 2 defenders on him. Now he gets it back to Wheatley. Now it's Monroe. Monroe. 5 seconds of the shot clock. Fires one. I think I missed the goal either way. Going to bounce all the way down the other end and into the bench as the shot clock expires. Bandits take over. 2:06 remaining third period. Shot going on 52-35 in favor of the Wolves. They lead by 2. Keep an eye on the goaltender behind us as well. As Bungay with it. Back to McCullough. Swings it again far side. This shot for the goal from Lacombe Petrie. And Doyle makes the save. Hall picks up the rebound. He's up quickly to Mont. And you hear the bench yell instructions to slow things down. Now he hands it back up to Monroe. Clock's in the Wolves' favor. They got a 2-goal lead. 10 seconds on the shot clock, a minute 30 to go in the period. Monroe getting taken to the boards, trying to get away from Barrio. Got them all tied up. 5 seconds. He's going to fire it down the corner. And right before the shot clock expired, almost a chance there from Normando. And here comes the Bandits as they pick it up. Picked up by Scotland. Goalie is headed to the bench. 1:12 remaining here now. Extra attacker out for the Bandits. They got 2 to get. They move it quickly. Scotland moves it back over. Up top. Cox looking for a shot. Somebody looking for a shot. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. There it is. We're under a minute to go now here in the third. 4 seconds of the shot clock. Scotland from way outside. It's Horn. Or sorry, I said Horn so many times this period. There's the empty net. Looking for it is Santorpia and finding it. Empty net goal. Going to put this one away maybe, even though there's still 45 seconds left on the clock. Santorpia with his second of the evening. And Beardsmore finally allowed out of the box. And from way on his side of half, Santorpia, that's not an easy shot, folks, from way out here. As he makes the bounce and puts it in the empty net. 10-7 our score, 45 seconds now remaining here in the third. We'll bring it back to center like they've done all evening, Bungay and Hall. Now Bungay looking to move it up there as St. Hilaire got a couple Bandits on him as he's looking to take it to the corner. And he gets taken down, still has the ball. They're still trying to, and they are all over. Now he gets taken down and the referee's arms up. I'll let the crowd take that one away in the appreciation for number 11, Finn St. Hilaire. Getting worked over, but getting the job done, forcing the Bandits to take a penalty. And I think it's going to go against number 88. And it is Landon Basso heading to the box. Looks like he took 2. There's also number 6 in the box as well. We got a slash call and a cross-check call. So Ethan Firth and Landon Basso both in the box with 27.6 up. Wolves 5-on-3. Up by 3. And I think you're just going to hold the ball. They're going to run this clock out. And you hear the crowd. They're going to bring this one home with 10 seconds ticking down on the clock. All 5 Wolves standing at center. Bandits are going to concede this one. And as the horn goes, Wolves take game 3, 10-7. Final shots on goal, 53-37. We'll be back Tuesday night for game 4 in Shearwater. Will be do or die time for the Bandits, looking to force a game 5. That will be back here Thursday night. Mike Kelly here on the call. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see everybody next game.
Second. Josh had a big one there. That helped. You helped? That last one, the 9th one, to make it up by 2, really helped.
Yeah, for sure.
I had him down.
And he had a couple of good chances. Like he had 2 where he went right down the middle, and I don't know how he missed.
I know. I mean, the shots again. Like that, Horn's a fucking good goalie.
Oh yeah.
Like really, like he's one of the best goalies I've seen.
But we gotta get in on top.
Yeah,
we're better on top. The other night,
yeah, just on top. We were. If you can't see, you can't see.
It was 2, like from behind the net, right out on the crease, and it's in the back of the net before anything moved, right?
That's what you have to do, because he's so good at following the ball.
Oh yeah.
He can move so well.